After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Penhook and Needles podcast, episode 379. Today is Saturday, November 16th, 2019, as we are recording. I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico.
And I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
We want to welcome all new and returning viewers. We're glad to have you with us. If you are new, we're glad you found us, and we hope that you find something that you enjoy and that you will return. Bring others with you, okay? If you are returning, we're always glad to see you back. And if you are in the shadows, either new or returning, please do feel free to join us officially on our YouTube channel and our PHN home, which is phnpodcast.freeforums.net. phnpodcast.freeforums.net. I realized that when I said it before, it may have sounded like free forms. It's not. It's forum. F-O-R-U-M. Okay?
Mm-hmm. And it's in the link underneath.
It's in the link in the drop-down description box or whatever it's called. We do have an official new member. We're glad to have her with us. It's Robin608. Welcome, Robin. We're glad that you found us. Yay.
She must have got to know when my back was turned.
I thought you said you let her in.
I don't think I did.
Oh, because I saw...
Maybe I can't remember.
I saw the notification, but she'd already been let in. So one of us let her in. So we're glad to have her with us.
I don't think I've let anyone in recently.
We're glad to have her with us.
Maybe Rena did. Or Patty or somebody.
Okay, new things to talk about. Before we get into charities, I want to let everybody know, if you're in the Winchester, Virginia area, our local yarn shop is kicking off their Advent Kit sale today. They're going to be having it along, and that's the collaboration I did with Laura, who is Gracie's mom, 62, and there are 20 kits, 10 that are bigger skeins and 10 that are the minis. So it's the same, as far as I know, it's the same set. I might be a little muddled there, but in any event, that starts at 10 a.m. this morning, and by the time you see this, hopefully she'll have sold out. But take a look, see if they're there. It sounds like a lot of fun. She's posted in her Knitting's Magic Facebook page.
Knitter's Magic.
I said?
You said Knitting's Magic.
Oh, Knitter's Magic. And I posted on PHN's page and on my Lady Fernico Creations page and on my personal page the information. So if you're interested, take a look. Hopefully you can get a kit if you're in the area, or just say hi or buy some yarn. It's a wonderful shop over there. And that segues in nicely to her Evans Home charity. She's our contact person for that, and that is anything basically from babies on up. They primarily deal with babies through teenagers, I think, like 18 or so, but they do have kind of a transition thing as well for adults who are, getting on their feet. So we take almost anything for them, and we'll take it to her, and she'll get it to them. And we also have the Front Royal Pregnancy Center, which is our baby. We love the Front Royal Pregnancy Center. That we give them baby hats, blankets, little baby sweaters, the occasional toy, anything that can go to a baby or a toddler or something like that, we tend to bring to the pregnancy center, and they are always very appreciative of that. Comforting Crafts is B-Wing, and that's Brittany, and she does all kinds of charity things as well. She does dishcloths and hats and scarves and mitts and all kinds of things. I'm not sure the entire scope of her charities, but she's very active, and you can find her charities on Facebook, and I think you can also find it on Ravelry. That's her group over on Ravelry, Comforting Crafts. Holy mackerel. Anyway.
The first time you called Comforting Crafts.
Sorry, Brittany. Okay, and then the last one that I want to
She's got was it a floating crap game?
A floating crap game, yeah.
For charity.
For charity. Yes, that's a reference. I will be impressed if you get it, because it's kind of a mangled reference. But anyway, the other charity that we want to kind of tout is the Amelia Project, VT Kimmy Kim, and she did put in our group, I'm sorry Kim, I didn't have the chance to write it down, where she can be contacted, but I know she can't be contacted in our group, and she takes the preemie hats for the NICU. We don't have a NICU here, so if you have preemie hats,
you have to go like 30 minutes, 40 minutes down the road to
yeah.
NICU.
So, which is fine, but we just don't get out there very often. But Kim is doing that. So, all those little tiny hats that you do that take like 5 seconds, if you want to give them to Kim, I'm sure she'd be appreciative of taking those to the NICU. Okay? As always, we are not telling you what to do. If you feel called to do it and you feel called to send it to us or to Kim or to Brittany, or to Laura, through us, then we will gladly accept that. If you want to do your own, that's wonderful too. We just want people to be helped, especially as the weather gets colder. Okay? All right. I will touch very briefly on our upcoming. We have the Ready, Set, Go that starts January 1st, and that will run 3 months. And we're going to be having a charity along that starts January 1st, and that will go the entire year. That will be taking the place of our Tea and Tales next year, okay? Because we don't want to always do the Tea and Tales. We'll probably be flipping with one or two different things. So that's what we're going to do next year. Okay. In other groups, we do have along still that are running. The Yarn Night Cappy podcast is still having their Mickey Cal Lal, okay? And that has, as we're recording, only about 2 or 3 more days. So by the time you see this, depending on when it gets up and when you watch it, you might not have a whole lot of time, but it's anything Disney related. And if you can, she very graciously asked us to co-host with her along with a few other people. And although we do not have a thread that's specifically Mickey, if you can fit it, your Disney related items in our Tea and Tales, in our Toy Along, then that will be accepted if you can just tie it into the long, okay? Cappy's got the detailed rules in her group on Ravelry. I do not know if she has a Facebook page. I think she has a Facebook page, but I don't know if she has the information on the Facebook page. So you can check that out. And she's in our group if you want to ask her questions. Okay. Crocheting Hoovian podcast group, that's Laura Concert. And she's doing the creature feature Cal Lal, and that's with Dogfire Woman, who is Deborah from the Diary of a Physicist Farm Gal podcast. Okay? And that's winding down. I think they're doing mythical creatures. You can find out all the information on their Ravelry groups or on, I think Laura might have it on her Facebook group. I'm not sure. In any event, you can touch base with them. Laura is in our group, so you can contact her there or on Facebook or on Instagram. She's all over Instagram, so you'll be able to find her very easily there. It's a lot of fun. A lot of different stuffies and toys and things like that. The Comforting Crafts group, as I already mentioned, with her charities, she has that, but she also has 2019, What Are You Reading? I think it's 19 hats in 2019, 52 dishcloths in 2019, and color work. So she's doing a lot of stuff, and that's on her Ravelry group. I do not think it's on Facebook. Okay, I haven't checked recently, but I don't think so. Okay, the Bee's Knees group, that's Studio Von Design, who is Vani, and that's just 19 in 2019, and that is Ravelry only. Okay? Okay, I need to drink water. Let's see here. I was going to get a cup of tea, but I was too lazy.
I told you to get a cup of tea.
I know. My stomach was not wanting that.
Do you want ginger?
No, I'm okay now, but besides I'd have to suck on it, and I can't suck and talk at the same time. Moving into what's going on right now.
I have hard candy ginger.
No, thank you. We had the PHN Tea and Tales year-long Cal Lal, and that's in this last few weeks. We have a wonderful co-host who is Cappy from the Yarn Night Cappy podcast. She's the one who developed the shawl kits for the salon. We do have a coupon code, a very generous one for that kit in the dedicated Cappy thread, along with a generous coupon code for what's in her shop in general. Okay, and there might be some exceptions. I don't know what they are, but there might be some, because I know a couple of things that she carries, I think, have to have a certain price to them. But in any event, we have very generous coupon codes from Cappy. She's always extremely generous with us, and she is our co-host for this. The rules are very simple. It started in January and it goes to the end of December. It has to be, it's a cal-cal-al, which means it's knit, crochet, or loom knit. The previous WIPs will be allowed as long as they are worked during the time period, which is really easy because it's a long. Chattering pictures are all in the same thread, and they must be tied in some way, shape, or form to T and or tails, as in fictional tales. And you can find out if they're fiction if you're unsure on Goodreads or at Amazon, or you can ask us, but we might not always know, especially with historical fiction, which sometimes can be a little bit confusing. So Amazon and Goodreads are fine. And if we're in doubt and you say it is, then we'll accept that. So, we trust you. If it's obvious, then obviously, that will have to go into the show off thread or something like that. 1 WIP per project per week, the FO whenever it's completed. And we have our featured designs and featured yarns. The featured designs are Cappy's shawl, my shawl, Taya's patterns, Joanna Johnson's patterns, which are knit, loom knit patterns by Mom Cook, and Crocheting Whovian patterns, and Studio Von Design patterns, as long as they can be made to fit the T and or tails theme. My yarn and Cappy's yarn are the featured yarns. Any project, a finished object that includes Cappy's yarn, my yarn, or any of those featured projects as an FO gets 2 chances as a prize. And if you have one of the featured yarns with one of the featured patterns for a completed FO, then you have 3 chances at a prize, but you are responsible for your own multiple posting. Okay? Okay, that's pretty much it for that one. We have a Plum Deluxe purple package for one of the winners for the end of the quarter, and one of Renee's loom knit patterns, very generously donated to us by her, is the other pattern prize. Boy, okay, I did pretty well. I actually got to prizes before I started tongue-tied. The end of year mega prize.
Other than Brittany having comforting crap.
The mega prize, I don't even know what's in there. It's a big, I haven't looked at it in a while, but it's big and it's in there. The toy along is also winding down, and that is, I forget which of the Cozy Up Knit sisters is doing the zebra. Chrissy, or is the other one Katie? Is it Chrissy and Katie?
Are you trying to remember the twins? Or?
Yes, the twins.
Katie's not a twin, I don't think.
Sarah and Jamie are the
oh, okay. I guess it's Katie then, yeah.
Okay, well, one of the twins is doing a toy. I'm sorry. I apologize for not remembering which one, but you can do the toy along and have a chance at a prize. Just saying. Okay. Jamie, if you're watching, you can give her a little nudge. Or Patty, Wombat of Doom, can give her a little nudge. Okay? It's a really cute little zebra pattern.
Aww.
Okay, moving along with the toy along, the rules are essentially the same. They have to be, as long as they're knit, loom knit, or crocheted, and they're toys, they work. Okay, and everything is basically the same except that they're toys. We do have featured patterns. We have Franciscan Gypsy Designs, which are Taya's patterns, Laura Concert's Hufflepuff, Bakery Bears toys, and any toy made in Lady Fernicle Creations yarn or in Laura Concert's Lollipop Girl yarns, I think is what it is. And that's with a Y, Lollipop with a Y in the word lolly. Anything that is made with those yarns or those patterns gets 2 chances at a prize. And if you use my yarn or my yarn or Laura's yarn with a featured pattern, you have 3 chances at a prize. Again, you are eligible only if you do your own multiple postings, and it's only for the FO. Okay, 1 WIP per project per week, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and we do have a list of suggested toy designers in the group. There are many, many more, plus your books and YouTube and everywhere. So, as long as it's a toy and you're knitting it or crocheting it or loom knitting it, we'll accept it. Okay. Let's see. We do have a few prizes for that. So that's basically it for the alongs. Do you have anything
It's not project related?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so we're going to go into our rough drafts. And I have quite a few. I think I said I had 7, and you have how many?
2.
2, so I have to do 2 at a time.
You have
All
to do more than 2 at a time. You're more than double.
Yeah, I guess I do have to do 3 of them. All right, let me just get a drink of water. They're going to get tired of hearing me.
I just didn't have the focus, plus I'm trying to finish Christmas gifts.
And I'm actually surprised at how many I got done, but a lot of it was because I had to kind of, with the weather, I had to baby my hands a little bit, so I had to flip from project to project. All right, my first project is in my Ploverbird medium-sized teapots bag, and this is my Pixels project from the Pixels Cow pattern by Jennifer Krause, and this is free on Ravelry. And I made some progress on it. Davina was looking at this. I don't think she'd actually wear it, but she was looking at it. And this is Miss Babs' Yowza.
She likes seeing what we're making, even if she doesn't.
Yeah, well, she loves this color. It's got more stretch this way than it does this way, which is really strange. Huh. So, I mess up my hair doing this, but it's a lot closer to the neck than I thought it would be. I'm going to do it a little bit longer, or a little bit wider, so it can lay a little more, and then I'm going to stop. I'm going to have yarn left over, I think. But it's really nice. It's up against, you know, up against your neck, so it keeps you warm. And I just don't like things that close to my neck, so I probably won't keep this. But I think somebody will like wearing it.
There's plenty of people who like them close to their neck.
Yeah. So this is really pretty. And I have about, well, I have quite a bit of this yarn left, so maybe I'll do another one and try to make it about this wide but longer. And keep, what I did was, I think this is I did a larger needle for the chain. And then like the first couple of rows, and I went to a smaller needle or hook. I think what I'll do next time is just leave it in a larger hook. So that's that. And it's a fun little pattern. It's very forgiving if you make mistakes.
Okay.
So that's really good. The next one. Okay, this one I did a little bit of work on. I like working on this, but I have to be in the right, as Taya says, brain space, and I have to have the right light, and I can't be interrupted, and all that kind of stuff. Not because it's difficult, but because I just have to pay attention. And this is the Faith of Our Fathers bookmark from the Ancient Mosaic bookmark pattern by Marieke Meyer. I think that's how she says it. And these are my Chow Goos. I guess I must have been using DPNs, but I'm not using them anymore, because it says DPNs. So I'm almost finished with the second repeat of this. And it's been hibernation for a while, but isn't that pretty? I really like that. So I think it has like 1 or 2 more repeats of this before I finish it and do the tapering off and all that. And this is just, you know, Knit Picks Brava Sport, I think it is. Yeah, Brava Sport in Fairy Tale and Dove Heather. And I really like it, even on the US 2 needles. And people who have been with us for a while know I don't really like the small needles, or rather my hands don't like it. And it's a small enough project that, you know, I can deal with that. You know, you have like whatever many stitches on the top. It doesn't even cover the whole needle. So, you know,
like 8 maybe.
Well, it was more than that, but there's less than 20.
Okay.
I don't want to give away how many because I believe it's a paid-for pattern. And this bag is my Knitting's My Bag Winter Cardinals bag. We got these. Taya got the Chickadees bag, and I got the Winter Cardinals bag because I remember we talked about it before we bought it.
Yeah.
Kits from Knitting's My Bag. We got some yarn with it. I forget what the yarn was.
It was a red yarn. You gave it to me.
Yeah, because it was fingering weight.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't? Why would I give it to you?
I don't know. You gave it to me. I took it.
Yeah, no, you did. I must not have had enough of it or something to do what I wanted to do.
Well, you're primarily a crocheter at that point.
Yeah. Okay, so I have one more to do, and then Taya can talk to you and I can rest. All right, in my Silver Shed USA Bookworm Caterpillar bag, made by the lovely Anne Brody, is my little boy blue baby hat here. So I did about 4 rows on this at the physical therapist yesterday. So it's very stretchy, and it's knit, as you can tell, it's knit flat, and I'm still not quite sure how it's going to work here. I guess it's not just seamed up on one side. I guess it's going to be like that. I don't I don't know. I thought that it looks to me like the ribbon goes up and down, so I'm not sure what they meant by pulling it tight. So I guess we'll find out when I get to that point. And this is also Knit Picks Brava. It's worsted. It doesn't feel like worsted.
Well, the Brava tends to be light.
Yeah. And this is the sky colorway.
And for some reason, we've noticed before, like the light colored colors tend to be a lighter yarn.
Yeah, they're whites and they're creams and they're sky blue. I don't know why. Okay, your turn.
Okay, so
sorry, guys.
In my Ploverbird small TARDIS bag is the Miss Bianca hat.
We started. That's right.
Yeah, I went ahead and I cut off the top of the old one and painstakingly ripped back to reclaim the yarn. I only lost a little of it, and since I was going down to the smallest size, I know I won't need it all. And I think that this is going to be a more appropriate size.
You have to join it around or seam it?
You seam it.
Okay.
So I only have like one row or so left, and I think it'll be perfectly fine because it's stretchy too.
Oh yes, it'll be fine.
So
she'll love it. How can you see what you're doing?
It's challenging, and you definitely can't rip back.
Yeah.
It
reminds me of that yarn that I did the first sweater for the two guys, the Shibbits guys, and I changed the yarn from what they used because I couldn't rip back.
I mean, technically, yeah, you can, but don't bind off. If you bind off, it's impossible to take back your bind off.
Right.
Because you can't figure out where it's at. So, if this one's not the right size, that's it. She's not getting it.
Yeah, but you have something else anyway, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. My next one is in my Knitter's Magic, not Knitting Magic.
Quick thing. This is not, the pattern's not the Miss Bianca hat.
Oh, right. That's the name of the
project. Because I don't want them to be looking for the Miss Bianca.
And that's on Lovecraft?
It's on Lovecraft. I'm pulling up the...
Jamie, you mentioned your hat, a free hat for Christmas knitting. This is Jamie from Cozy Up Knits. Is that available on Lovecraft? I think you said something about it. I didn't get finished with the podcast, so I'm not sure what I heard. They usually try to put stuff up on Lovecraft, so...
This is Luxury Lucia Faux Fur Simple Hat. And it looks like that.
She's going to love it. Reminds me of Zsa Zsa Gabor.
Which is why I call it the Miss Bianca hat.
Yeah.
And then I'm using Phil Now Now's.
Lisa.
I could have. But the style of the hat didn't make me immediately I thought Miss Bianca.
Right, of course you did.
And the yarn is Phil Now Now's in the Grist colorway.
That's a European yarn?
No, this one I was able to get in the States.
Oh, okay.
The one that the pattern calls for is European and was not available here.
Yeah.
Which is why I had to substitute.
I wonder if Lovecraft had carried it, if you could have gotten it, because they had on Lovecraft.
I got this through Lovecraft.
You did, but they didn't carry the other
not
one
for
on
the
American
US
site. Yeah.
If you were on the UK site,
because they're a really neat site because they have, like, if you're in Europe, I don't know whether it breaks it down into Britain, France, or whatever, but they have, and if you're in the United States, so you have it come up in dollars and what's available for our area, which is really nice. I thought that was a great feature for them.
And I'm using US 11 needles. So.
Okay, perfect. All right, in my Knitter's Magic large lavender flowers on a dark field bag, and this is the same lady, I believe, who made my owl's bag. This is a nice bag. It's a big bag, and I just did a little bit on this. I think I did maybe a row or two. I'm still in the garter because it goes on and on and on. It just goes on and on, and it's not the pattern. It's just I don't work on it as much as I should, and when I do, it just goes on and on because it doesn't grow. It just seems to. It grew for a while, and then it just seems to say, "Okay, ha ha ha, you're getting close to the pattern. You're just going to sit here." But I like 5410 very much. They write a good pattern. And I have never finished one simply because I always seem to get sidetracked.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping to finish this one because I really like it. I love their stuff. Every time they put something up, I either put it on my queue or I pick it up. It's just, it's so pretty. So, on my wish list. And they are on Lovecrafts as well. So that's really good because I was worried about some of the patterns, some of the people that I really like to get things from when I left Ravelry. I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to find it.
Right.
So, she is there. Or they, I don't know if it's a group or one person, but it's...
Yeah, because I one time called a designer she and was informed that that was actually a guy designer.
Is that Huffenbach?
General Huffenbach.
Yeah, that sounds kind of like a name for a guy.
Well, it could have been a lady who likes hobbits, who's whimsical.
This is true. Okay, let me see here.
Sounds
all right.
like a hobbit name.
In my Universal Studios canvas bag that my husband and I got when we were celebrating one of our anniversaries at Universal Studios. It was about 5 years ago or something like that. Mm-hmm. This is my Ninja Turtle baby blanket from the Ninja Turtle baby blanket pattern by Lisa Vanilla. And I was hoping to get to the red, but I didn't quite make it this time, so I'm still on the green. Oops. There's a bunny.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm almost finished with this green. It's a good thing I got more green. I tried to get what I needed. I'm not sure why I picked up so much of like the red and the blue and stuff, because I really don't need that much of that. But I was unsure, so I got 2 of them. The green, it's the main color, so I think I have maybe 3 or 4 rows, maybe a couple more before I hit the red for Raph. But this works out fairly fast, and I enjoy it. And I just have to, just sit there. And I think I did a couple rows of this when I was sitting at PT. That's when I did most of my knitting, because I don't think I'd got any knitting done on your Monday appointment because we came in and you were done.
Yeah.
So my knitting time was seriously truncated because she had the bad manners to be ready when we got there. But so that's that, and that's all Brava Sport. It's gonna go to charity, either to the pregnancy center or to Evan's home, unless somebody comes up having a baby that I need to give it to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and my last one. I have 7, so I'll have one after you're done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This one I thought I'd be finished with. This is in my Cranberry Cow. It's my Cranberry Cow project from the Sarah Bell Scarf pattern by Sarah Sweethearts in my Me, My Dog, My Yarn. Me, My Dog, My Yarn. Me, My Dog, and Some Yarn bag. That's Kim.
Could have been Me, My Dog, and My Yarn. Could have been Me, My Dog, and My Yarn.
It could have been. I had a really cute picture for a logo for that with the dog with the yarn all over, when they get into things they have it all, So this is really close to being finished. So
That's nice.
And this may be a change in plans for it. There's a lady, my husband and her husband are Eucharistic ministers at our church, and we were talking, and he just made a comment. She has this green scarf that she wears all the time. He said, she loves scarves. He would not remember that I make things or anything like that. So there was no hinting involved. And I said, I had this thing done. I was going to make a cowl, but if she likes scarves, I'll
It'd be pretty that way.
And it'll be perfect red for Christmas. It's not. She already has a green one, which may be her favorite color. I don't know, but I thought maybe for Christmas. I'll give it to her beforehand so she can wear it if she wants to.
Oh, she would love that.
And she has no idea. No idea. She's the sweetest little lady ever. I mean, I have this much left, so I'm really close with crocheting to be finished. And she's a little lady. She's probably about 5'2", maybe, or something like that. She's a little taller than Davina, I think. So this should be plenty long with what I have left. And I don't have to worry about seaming it if I make a scarf, so I can just go to the end and just tie it off.
Yeah.
Well, that looks pretty.
It really does. The Cerebell's always gorgeous.
Yeah, I like this. I was thinking about taking one of my other Yowzas, like maybe the one that you gave me for Mother's Day. Well, that wasn't a Yowza, but that yarn that you gave me for Mother's Day, and making a Cerebell out of that and seeing if it comes up like a watercolory, and see so I can see if maybe it works with patterned yarn, because then I can use some of the Miss Babs that I picked up on a whim like maybe I didn't quite care for it, but it was the colorway for the year or whatever, and put that in a Cerebelle, and it might come up really pretty.
Right.
So, as everybody knows who's been watching us for a length of time, this is kind of my go-to pattern for things like that. So,
We all have go-tos.
I really wish I could get a hold of Sarah Sweetheart again to reiterate how much I like this. I told her once before, way back when, I'd only made like about 10 of them. I'm probably inching up toward 30, 25, 30 of them.
One of my go-tos for a while, besides the
Diana's hat.
and the Zuzus, was a huge go-to for a while, but the Irish hiking
Yes, mitts.
Irish hiking scarf mitts, I think I lost my favorite pair.
Oh, did you?
I know I took it with me to the conference. I felt
On
like I got
Friday?
it. Yeah, I felt like I got it back home, but I can't remember what I did with them.
Well, it's probably in your room somewhere.
It's a really pretty Madtosh.
Right. Oh, I remember those. I have a couple pairs that she gave me. One has the dual color. Like I that's not my favorite though. My favorite ones are the ones that are plain green and the ones that match the set that you gave me. The hat and the Zuzu. No, it was your Duke.
Duke, yeah.
And then the mitts. I have a pair of those on the needles, but I think I'm gonna have to pull it out and restart 'cause I think my gauge has probably changed.
Well, it's not like it's a terribly gauge-sensitive
No.
project. No.
Okay, well, maybe I'll just keep going with it. So that's what I have. You have to do yours, and then I'll go through mine.
Okay, so I didn't get to the end of my row, but this is On the Forest Floor by Simone Carite. It's for Mom. It's the I call it her peacock
I love that.
on the forest floor.
It's so pretty.
And be careful not to pull because I do
No,
have
I'm not
needles
still.
still.
I
in
see it. Yeah.
But it kind of looks like a poncho right now. But
So pretty.
all Miss Babs Yowza. You got colorway Terra. You've got Trust Me in the green, and then Zing is the bright blue.
Very pretty.
So
I just love that. It's so pretty. This section right here is so pretty.
yeah, usually whatever yarn I like the best ends up being color A because of that section. And in the pattern, that's where the twigs would have been. But
don't do
I
the
don't
twigs.
like doing the twigs. I actually feel like it takes. It's an extra it's pretty detailed, but I prefer it without that detail.
I do too. She has one with the twigs. The one I'm working on does not have it, and this one does not have it, and the one she wears all the time does not have it.
well, I have
Because
two that I wear all the
Yeah.
time that don't have it.
it's so pretty without it. I mean, it's pretty with it, but it's so pretty without it.
Because each of these big gray sections here would normally have the twigs.
It's just so pretty.
So
My husband's always saying, "Is that another shawl? Is that another shawl? Is that no? It's not a shawl. Yes, that is, but I started a long time ago." Okay. My last project is one that wasn't here before. This is in my Kiki-Boo Holiday Owls bag, and this is a preemie hat on the loom. Probably a very preemie hat. So hopefully I can make a few of these and get them off to Kim. And this is just, I think it's just Bravo Sport or Bravo Worsted in the orange colorway. I lost the ball band. I just know it's Bravo. I can tell by the feel of it. I think this is Bravo, isn't it?
it could also be that baby yarn from Hobby Lobby.
I didn't have any of that. Not in this
I know
color.
I did.
Well, I guess I could have gotten it from you. Any event, it's a worsted or I think it's a worsted yarn. So I just started this. I have this much yarn, which would be plenty for it. I want to look into doing a ribbing on the loom, and it should be easy enough. I just have to put little markers where I'm going to do knits and pearls. How do you do that?
Or you could just read your knitting.
Well, yeah, once I get to that point. I have to get to a point where I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Do you have any FOs?
I do.
Okay, what do you have? One or two? Okay, let me go first because yours is pretty important. As you saw, I had a finished a new hat, and you saw this last week. I did finish it. I did manage to fix the hole.
I like this section here.
Isn't it pretty? So this is a little hat that'll go to the pregnancy center.
And it's Hobby Lobby's pattern yarn, isn't it?
It's Hobby Lobby Jazz Stripes colorway.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and it took me longer than it might normally do, but with Project ADD and some hand issues and time issues, it took a little longer, but that's okay. It's done. I have to put it in the bag with the other stuff that has to go. Okay, go ahead and show yours.
Okay, so, you know what this is. In my Silver Shed USA, Peanuts Christmas bag, I finished Dad's Christmas stocking. Originally it was just supposed to be a, hey, this is ready for Christmas gift. Now it's a, hey, this is your Christmas gift.
Oh, I'm getting it for Christmas? I said, yeah. I said, oh, okay.
So I almost forgot that I had to finish this. I finished that last minute last night.
The I-cord?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. I-cords don't take very long.
No. Very pretty.
So.
Very nice. Daddy will like that.
I had initially messed up on the heel while at the conference, and I had to rip it out and restart it at the conference. But.
Very nice.
Yeah, I think he'll like that. He really does.
I really
color.
like this red.
Oh yeah, the rodeo. I like the combination of the rodeo and the airport hot sauce.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Because I wasn't sure when I had them next to each other if they were different enough, but they very much are.
Yeah, I'm glad I saw that, because although I don't have the exact colors here, I was looking at making a colorway that would be using those colors, kind of those similar colors, and I wasn't quite sure it would be enough.
Yeah.
Variation, so it's good to see that it's not bad. I think it might be difficult to write. Well, they're very close together here.
They're close together there. Now they're separated by white here. So I think it's the area where they're closest together.
Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And right there.
Looks very nice. It has more purple than the color I was thinking, like purple and the red. Kind of purple brown in that red.
And then I have been a little concerned about this light bright green from Undead Yarn among all the Dragonfly, because it had a different color tone or something than the others. But it
it's a nice pop.
yes, and it fits in a lot better than I was concerned that it would. And I also was concerned because it was so light bright that maybe it wouldn't pop against the white enough, but it does.
It's really pretty.
It was,
Heidi, if you're watching, you can tell us what that color is, because we can't figure it out.
It's a Shire.
Oh, it is the Shire. Okay, I was wondering.
It's a Shire.
I had some of the Shire. I made something out of the Shire.
I thought it was a Shire. Pretty sure it's
It might be the Shire.
I'm pretty sure it's the Shire. Although that might also be whatever the one was that I used for the worm.
Yeah.
The bookworm.
Yeah.
In which case it might have been zombie something.
That could be too. Well, she can tell us.
I can't remember.
The yellow in it makes me think it might be the Shire, because there's pops of yellow in it.
Yeah. So I kind of feel that might be it. Okay, but yes.
Okay.
So it's finished. Christmas gift down.
Okay. Now, I do have a frog, and let me get off camera for a minute while I can pull this stuff in.
I know Davian's impatient for me to stop.
Yeah, I have to dye up the yarn though, right?
Yes.
All of it has to be dyed up?
Yeah, I think it does, yeah.
Okay. I'm pulling stuff out. I'm sorry, I'm out of camera just for a second here. Okay, I pulled this out not because I don't like the pattern. I do. I was given to me by Vonnie, Studio Von Design, and I love the pattern. But I kept getting off count, so I decided to pull it out and put it aside and start it over later. This is my Joe's Wrap project from An Author's Friend pattern by Melissa Schashgary. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. Schashwary. Melissa. And so really, I love the pattern. Absolutely love it. I just kept getting off count. I got frustrated, so last night said I'm pulling it out. So this is it. The pattern is really, really nice. I can't thank Vonnie enough for giving it to me, because it's one of those kind of shawly, shruggy kind of things. And I just love it, but the yarn wasn't working with me and I couldn't see it. I may use a different yarn. This is very dark, and I don't know if if you're supposed to get off count a couple times, like go back and forth, because there's places where you have to do increases, and decreases. And I don't know if maybe there's a time where you just go back and forth or not. So I may have you look at this when you have more brain power and see. But at the moment, it's in timeout, and I'm not doing it. It'll come back eventually, because I've wanted that pattern. It was on my queue forever before Bonnie got it for me, so I was really happy to get it. I just don't want to work with that yarn at this particular time. Okay, what's next?
That leads us on to
Royalties or stash or
usually it's your shop and then royalties.
Okay, in my shop, I've updated the shop, and I left a message in our group under Lady Furnicle Creations. I do have more updates coming. I have finished a few sock sets. Okay, now these sock sets are not a full skein, 100-gram skein, and a 20-gram mini. It is a full skein and a 50-gram mini. So you could probably do, even maybe a small shawl or a shawlette, or some kind of set like hat and mitts and maybe a little cowl or something. I'm not sure. I was looking up 650 plus yards projects. It's hard to do not being on the platform anymore, but Patty did for me, and she said one of Cozy Up Knits shawl patterns would fit with that. I was really excited to hear that. I forget which one it was because I only briefly saw it. But anyway, I have this one is listed as, now the big skeins are on my Stardust base, and the small skeins are regular merino nylon, 75-25 superwash merino nylon. So this is, it came without packages sock set. So this is it came without packages and what a maroon. So heels, toes, and cuffs, I think, will all be done. It's over 200 yards, and this is the regular standard skein. So that's one that will be going up in the shop. I have another of the, it's came without packages, but this is the green. Okay, this has the green heels, toes, and cuffs, so this is evergreen, and it came without packages. And you can see, again, this is the sparkle base with this non-sparkle. So you can see like that or like this. And I've only got the one of each at the moment. If there is enough interest, I can dye it up again. I thought this would be nice for people who want to start it like either in Advent and have it ready for Christmas, or on Christmas Day or whatever. I know a lot of people do their Christmas socks on Christmas. If I did socks personally, I'd want to do it during Advent and have it for Christmas, but that's just me. Okay, so that's these. Okay.
That presumes that you knit fast enough to get them done during the course of Advent.
There are people who do. Mm-hmm. And then I have, this is my Blue Christmas variant non-repeatable. When I was doing my dyeing, a little surprise happened. It's still really pretty. I just can't replicate this exactly. I can do my standard Blue Christmas in the sock set, just not this exact one. This is a variant, okay? So I have two of these, okay? And it's approximately 680, 690 yards total, because I have 462 yards here and 231 here. So I have two of these available if you would like to do that, and I can make up other sock sets. These are going up in the shop relatively soon. I'm not sure. I have them all queued up. I'm just doing a little at a time, so keep your eyes open if you're interested in this. And I do thank you for all your support. I am thinking about, I haven't decided yet, whether or not I'm going to do the Craftsy mega sale thing for Christmas. Keep your eyes open. I want to give full disclosure, I do not know if I will be doing it. So if you want one of these and you really want to have it, that's fine. but I want to give you full disclosure that they might be going on sale at that point.
Pretty.
I'm sorry?
This is really pretty.
Thank you. I don't know for sure. So, okay. So that'll be going up soon. I'm hoping to do some more yarn dyeing over the next week. Maybe some more sock sets, single skeins. Would anybody be interested in color work kind of things? So maybe a set of 3 or 4 of these in solids. Would anybody be interested in something like that for color work? Just let me know. And in what weight. I think I can get DK in the 50 grams, but I'm not sure. But I know I can get the fingering sock. So that'll be going up soon. Okay? And that's all I have for shop news at this point. I already mentioned the great grand opening type thing, the launch of the Advent kit, so I won't go into that again. All right.
That leads to stash enhancement.
Okay, do you have any?
One.
What is it?
Just my mask.
You forgot. Oh, you didn't get the book. Okay. I got some bear yarn, so I'm not going to show you the bear yarn. But I did want to say a story about, tell you something that happened. Craftsy Blueprint, whichever you want to call them, Blueprint, Crafty. I always call them the hyphenated name because I get mixed up if I just say Blueprint. Mm-hmm. So, they may have changed their names, but they kept a great customer service. I had ordered 20 skeins of yarn. They're 10 packs. One of worsted and one of fingering sock, and for dyeing purposes. And the one set was complete. The other one was one short. So I emailed the lady over there. And she got back to me. They get back to you within like 48 hours tops. And she already had the thing sent out because I gave her my order number and everything, so she already had it. And she sent me, when it arrived, which it arrived super fast, she sent me this. It's a little zipper bag, little notions pouch. It says, do or do it yourself. And this is, I guess, from their TV show on NBC. So you can have that.
Oh, thank you.
Because she also sent me a 50% discount.
Just so there's...
Whoa. Which I promptly used to buy more fingering weight yarn to dye up because I didn't want to lose it. And they gave me another one.
Oh.
So, what were we going to say?
That's exactly what I was going to say. They gave you 2 and you just forgot to say it.
No. It came in my order.
That's very cool.
I love Craftsy Blueprint because one of my other stash enhancements that I can't show you is a class. I went to look, they're always saying this looks good for you, blah, 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 blah. And most of you know my love of mosaic knitting. I was looking and it came up mosaic knitting. And this is a new class, or at least it was new to me. And I'm like, okay, what if I stop the subscription anytime? I would like to have that forever. Let me see how much it costs. And it was, if I remember correctly, it was a little bit of an expensive class because it's a class. Mm-hmm. It's well worth it. I had enough points. I didn't know they had points. I had enough points to get the class forever for free. I was absolutely on air, walking on clouds because I was so much...
Walking on sunshine?
Yes, walking on sunshine. That's hot. I got the class for free, and it's mine forever. Whether or not the subscription has to die out for whatever reason or not, it's mine. And I got it on points. If you're not subscribed to Craftsy Blueprint, I highly recommend it because there are perks, there are just classes that show up and you can do something like this. I don't know if that was a special deal or what, but when I went to buy the yarn last time, they had member discount versus non-members. It is they have all kinds of classes, knitting, crocheting. I haven't seen loom knitting yet, but dyeing of yarn, baking, paper crafts, art, all kinds of photography, all kinds of stuff. It's a wonderful place to be. So I wanted to tell you about that. I didn't have to show you that. So I'm going to let her go last because she doesn't really have a lot of stuff. What is that? Oh, more yarn. Okay. Where's my... I lost my notes. Okay. There we go. The other thing I got is not really knitting related. Advent's coming up, and I follow Take Up and Read on Instagram. And they're Catholic women's, as far as I can tell, Catholic women's group or support group or something. I forget exactly what they are, but they have all these devotionals and things. And this is the new one for Christmas and Advent 2019, Bible study type thing, based on Lectio Divina, which is, reading and pondering and putting into practice for Advent.
And
for
usually you're reading the Bible in particular.
Right. It is usually the Bible. And sometimes it'll have a reading that's like Church Fathers or something. And I think now in this one they might have some of the ladies that were writing. But they have, one of their books that they've done has an imprimatur. So they must be, So this is what it looks like. Patty, I know you ordered one. A sneak peek of the inside. So I'm really excited about this. It goes through December 1st, which is when Advent starts.
And I also wanted to say, because Mom mentioned imprimatur, most people don't necessarily, unless they're Catholic, they don't know what imprimatur means.
Right. That's it's free from errors and
yeah, basically it's like the church stamped that as
Approval.
being approved by the
yeah.
church.
So this is and it goes through January. It's January 1st. Let me see. January 1st is the last day in here. And I don't usually write in these. I like to be able to keep them to revisit them. So, but we'll see. I don't mind having a Bible, journal. And they have their list of their other books in the back here, it looks like. So I have several of them on my wish list on Amazon.
I am really horrible at keeping up with those kind of journals.
So
Always have been.
So that's that. Okay, that's basically what I have for stash enhancements. Most of it's for the shop, but that's for me.
And my only one is actually more health stuff than anything else. I had to return a couple of my masks because I determined what size was best for me, and also I wanted to try one that has adjustable ear flaps. I think I actually kind of prefer how it feels.
The adjustable one?
Yeah. But the other one's fine. I have two of the other one, so I have ones I can flip between if I feel one's not fitting quite right. I guess I didn't show the black one last time because I didn't have it last time.
Right.
So
Are those the ones that are going back?
no, these are all mine.
Oh,
These
good.
are
So
all
this
current ones.
is the one that you're going to be wearing to church.
Yeah, and I actually had to show this because it hadn't arrived until Sunday.
Right.
So I had a smaller size of this.
I really like that pattern.
And this is the hold on, let me think. Vogue mask. Earpieces are not adjustable. Straps are a little thinner around the ears though. So it's a little more comfortable perhaps on the ears. If it's not pulling on it and you just keep stretching the ears out. Good fit. I have to wear medium plus. And this one I have for church in particular. Because it's got a very gentle wave pattern on it.
Yeah, it's very look at me.
Because I even feel that some of the plain ones can still be very...
They can be if they're stark.
Yeah. I don't even like the tan ones as much as I like this one.
Yeah, that's a very nice one.
So this is mostly one that's going to be worn at church. Or if I just happen to want to wear a blue one, but usually it's my one at church. Let's see. There's that. Okay, good. Then this one had come in. This was my first Cambridge mask. And this one has adjustable. So, it's different feel. I actually like the way it feels. A little bit better on the face. It's a little softer or something. And these ear straps are, even though they're thicker, they're a little more comfortable. They're more padded or something. And then you can...
The adjust is right here on either side.
Yeah. And you can adjust how tight the earpieces are. This is the large size. It also, allows you to adjust how much air comes through here then. So it's a large size, and that's the one that's most comfortable for me. If I feel if it's pulling on my ear too much, I just loosen it and then adjust it.
And she found out about that from a fellow POTS person.
Well, I knew about the brand from online things, but I hadn't gone with it until I met someone at one of my doctor's offices, and she talked about the perks of it. I actually do. This one blocks things a little bit better than the Vogue mask does, and I can actually be very sensitive to scents. I'll get very lightheaded.
As in aroma.
In aroma, yeah. I'll get very lightheaded. Sometimes I'll get a little itch in the throat.
Yeah. You're very sensitive to chemicals.
And always have been.
Yeah. Getting her to clean the bathroom was like pulling teeth.
And I could never explain. Like, I was like, well, no, the chemicals are bothering me. It's like I'm not that I'm lazy. It's just that the chemicals bother me a lot. Now I physically am not capable of cleaning a bathroom right now, but if I was to eventually get back to that point, I would have to wear a mask.
The most filtering.
Yeah, which would be this one, which is the Cambridge. The Vogue is mostly for church, or if I don't feel like I need as much filtering. I have a feeling the non-church one, that's Vogue, I won't wear quite as much. But that was for a while, that was the only one I had in that size. And this comes with the, Cambridge comes with a year warranty. And it's designed by a British company. They don't have quite as many designs, but they're getting more. And they had designed it because they found out that a lot of kids in China had to use inhalers because of all the pollution. It really bothered him. So he made a military grade mask. Very similar to the masks, actually. Nicer, but very similar to the mask that I had to wear in the hospital if we had a flu patient. So this one is a special edition one, another large, another Cambridge, for cystic fibrosis. And part of the proceeds goes to cystic fibrosis. It's purple roses. And the little pinkishness of this rose here, I mean, in my head I'm like, oh, I can wear it with red too.
It's a shade of red.
So it's kind of like a maroony color. I actually haven't worn this one for more than 5 seconds yet. But it's the same size as the other one. Same features. So. And it's very comfortable. Actually, this one I could wear with blue as well. They have a couple that are really ostentatious, like a really bright blue. They have one that called Jane Austen, Sherlock. Forget what this one's called.
You think Sherlock would be shades of green?
Sherlock had a bunch of like cars and stuff on it.
Why?
I don't remember. This one, I forget what. Like they each have like names that are related to. It doesn't say on it, I don't think. Because sometimes they'll say like the name of it on it, but this doesn't. Cambridge, Mass. Oh, these are certified. Yeah, that's good to know that they've actually can prove that. They actually are as good as they say they are. Cambridge Company. Oh, this is Duke. So the black one is Duke. This one's Roses.
Do you wonder why?
Yeah. So, one of the plain ones is called not Watson. Although I think they do have a plain Watson one. What's his face? I'm losing his name. World War II, British, he kept trying to get the British to fight against the Nazis.
You're talking about Churchill?
Yes, they have one called Churchill.
Because there's so many British guys, I'm like, okay, is she talking about Cumberbatch or whatever his name is? Or you're talking about Sherlock
I did say
Holmes.
World War II.
Well, first you said Sherlock Holmes, and you said Watson, and you said this guy, and then you said World War II.
But yeah, so normally there's some sort of, reference to something or somebody. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what other designs that come out in the future. But I won't necessarily need to pick them up anytime soon because as long as I can breathe well through them, they're good because I'm not in a huge pollution area. This is more for personal allergens.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here.
Because I react even if someone has an air freshener in the bathroom and then, like, it still clings to people's clothes.
Right. Okay, anything else?
I think it's, any personal and then we go on.
Alright, personal stuff. Before we go into personal stuff, want to let you know that we are doing personal stuff, so if you don't want to listen to it, we will say goodbye and hope to see you soon. We wish you a very blessed week full of all the good things. And before you leave, we want to thank our YouTube commenters, Pat, LNS Crafts, Wombat of Doom 53, Eileen, Catherine, and Donna. thank you for commenting, and we thank the people who commented also on our PHN group over at the forums. We always appreciate all comments. When I got ready to podcast this morning with Talia, I was all caught up. That does not mean that somebody didn't post afterwards. So we
Right.
do appreciate whoever commented, okay? And we'll say goodbye to those who do not want to hear about things that are non-knitting, because this is a knitting podcast. We are going to go into house and health and all that kind of stuff, okay? So we'll give you a couple seconds here to take off if you want to. Okay, I think they're probably gone, right? All right. Where should we start?
I'm just getting my stuff over with because then we can go into later stuff. It's if anyone's posted things at me, it's been a bit of a rough week, and it's gotten progressively worse as the week went on, to the point where I had to call out on Friday. So hopefully Monday when I see a neurosurgeon, we can set an appointment for surgery sooner rather than later, and then I know some of this is exacerbated by my MCAS, which is a mast cell activation syndrome. Basically, my body reacts in a way like it's allergic to things that are not appropriate, like my emotions or a scent. And something I might react to one time does not mean it'll be something I will react to another time. And what used to be a safe thing might not be a safe thing anymore. So it's a very unpredictable condition. And other things going on can make it mad. So I think that this stuff with my skull and neck and everything is making it mad. So it kind of went out of control yesterday. I had to leave work early. So hoping if we get this taken care of, maybe the mast cells will... I mean, I don't expect them to stop misbehaving, but maybe they won't be quite as severely misbehaving.
Better behave.
When there's not as much freaking it out.
Yeah, not enough to irritate it.
Yeah.
Okay, the house, the hole in the ceiling is gone. It's been painted. We're very happy about that. We are just having to get in touch with the person who was coordinating everything so we can pay the balance, and that's good. The water heater has been replaced, so we have our hot water. We might have to tweak it a little bit, but it's, the plumber showed me how to do it, and I had to show my husband so he knows how to do it. And we don't want to tweak it too much, but it's working well, and so we have our hot water and everything. So that's good. Getting ready for Thanksgiving. We won't be podcasting next week. Next week is the 21st of November as we are sitting here, and we have our annual Advent mini retreat at the parish. So we will be unable to podcast most likely. So we probably say definitely won't be podcasting this coming weekend because of the Advent retreat. We didn't do it last year either at this time. So we will, be getting ready to kick off Advent then. We are intending to podcast the Saturday after Thanksgiving since my family is not going to be here. So
Right.
we will probably podcast then, but not the 21st. So we will see you in 2 weeks, not 1 week. Okay. And we thank you for your understanding for that. We do want to wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving if you are celebrating here in the United States. And if not, we wish you a very blessed 2 weeks.
Right.
Well, also for Thanksgiving, people have blessed 2 weeks full of knitting and crocheting and, crafting or whatever it is that makes you really happy. And we hope to see you back here again for the Fun in the Woman Cave in 2 weeks. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode, I believe, 379. Let's see here. Yes, 379, and that's a wrap.
Bye.